Hi, everyone. My name is Georgette Truan. I am the host for Real Fight CPS. We'll talk with Ms. Gianna Gang, and I also work for the law office of Attorney Vincent Davis. And I have the gang with me, Mr. Dennis Hanan. Hello, Dennis. And
Hello.
Miss Stacy and Miss Lindsay. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello. Good evening.
Okay, so you guys have a lot to talk about, I hope, right? Because I did send Lindsay some stuff that I wanted her to share with everyone. And it's a very, I love that song. It's a rap song, actually. And it's called Taken. And that rap song was intended for CPS and the government. And it's such beautiful lyrics. I got goosebumps listening to it. And I asked Lindsay if we can, Lindsay, how can we make it part of the, share it with people? I can't hear you.
I think you're muted, Lindsay.
I was muted because I'm silly like that. I'm gonna make a little advertisational video and I'm gonna send it to you and then you can put it on Facebook.
Yes, I'm gonna thank you, Lindsay. And
Yep.
I also I gave her some ideas, and I want our background, my background, to be at least, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but it has to be understood and inhaled in people's hearts. What the reason for that is because I heard on the news today that the Democrats are pissed off because of the Sound of Freedom, the movie Sound of Freedom. And Dennis is nodding down like, yep, you heard it too, Dennis. And Stacy and Lindsay, I know you did, because you're like, all of you guys love to hear and watch the news like I do. So they're pissed off. They're actually telling people in the theater somehow to shut the movie down in a way where there's always complication now. Like always, people, mass of people are in the theater watching the movie, and then all of a sudden it stops working on a screen. When did this ever happen? Right? That's new to me.
I don't even think AMC is showing it.
AMC is not showing it at all. At least not here. I don't think so. I tried. But what I'm saying is a lot of people took their video camera out and they were recording what happened in the theater. The movie would like stop viewing. And then they keep saying technical difficulties, but there is no technical difficulties. Absolutely zero. So
And they were turning the air conditioning off just in that room.
yeah, and they turn the air conditioning off so people can die of heat or just get frustrated and leave the theater. Dennis, what's your experience with that?
Well, I saw the movie and I thought it was great, but I do know that it's you're hearing a lot of, oh, it's QAnon conspiracy. This isn't real. This doesn't happen. And I think part of the reason why they're boycotting this too, and they're doing this, is because the lead actor, I think his name is Jim Caviezel. I could be mispronouncing that. Don't quote me on the last name. He's very outspoken conservative. He was actually on War Room today with Steve Bannon, and he straight up, he said it very plainly, looked into the camera and said, I don't care what the media says. I don't care what anybody thinks. This is the truth, and this is what's happening. And he's a man of Christ. He's very straightforward about his religious beliefs and political views. And I think that because of that, it might be also playing into this.
Well, I know most of you guys are aware that I used to be a Democrat, and I completely changed my whole outlook in life. I was naive growing up in California, being taught at schools that Democrats are for the people, Republicans are not, and what have you. And all my life, I'm in my mid 50s, and all my life I've been voting Democratic. And I didn't wise up until a couple of years ago. I actually dug for the truth myself, and I wish I've done that sooner. A lot of people, um, faulted the previous number 45 president. I'm just going to say the number. I'm not going to say the name. The 45th president, because of his fight for the freedom of his country, which is the United States. The same people that took office were the same people that were mocking this man. But guess what? Those people, the ones that were mocking this man, are the same ones that are literally doing the opposite of what they're saying. Complete opposite, complete chaos. The Democrats have been exposed so much right now, um, and it's sad. It's very, very sad to me that the children, that movie was based on a true story from a Homeland Security. His name is Ballard. Is it Tom Ballard or something like that? Or Tim Ballard or Ballard? Sorry, Ballard. I just killed his name. Ballard?
I think it's Ballard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Ballard, but I can't remember if it's Tim or Tom.
Tom Ballard. No,
Yeah,
Tom
I think
Ballard.
it's Tim Ballard.
Okay, Tim Ballard.
Yeah.
Um, Tim Ballard was working for the Homeland Security in the White House, right? Part of the White House, right? Homeland Security, wasn't he? Something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
he was in Homeland Security.
Homeland, okay, Homeland Security. He literally went to his wife and he was talking about his story. Went to his wife and he told her, "Honey, there's a lot of kids being sex trafficked. You know, I don't know what to do. The government is aware. The government is aware." And she said, "I don't." She doesn't care if they lose their house, you know, their money. She said, "I would rather live in a box with you and the children than see other children being sex trafficked and not being helped." He went to Ukraine and he rescued 6,000 children. 6,000 children in Ukraine. You know, the country that Biden is helping so much, you know, Ukraine. There's so many sex traffickers out there, and what they're doing, they're targeting the children from the border. So basically, having the border open is very dangerous because the cartels are coming in. You know, children are being kidnapped. There's a few stories in California where children were playing in the schoolyard and they just were kidnapped. Kidnapped. Where are these children? They're not found. They can't find over 50,000 children. Over 50 in just California. Imagine all over the United States. So to me, that movie exposed a whole lot about our government and a whole lot about our society in general, because there's a lot of American people in the United States who do not know that the system is so corrupt because they just want to vote for their own party and that's it. That's all they care about. I asked one of my friends, I said, "You're a Democrat. Are you going to vote Democrat all the time?" She said, "Hell yeah." I said, "What about if the president is bad? What would you do?" She said, "I don't care. I'm going to vote Democrat." To me, we need to start standing up. We need to protect the children. It's not just their children or our children. No, it's our children in whole. This is not just, you know, Stacy's child or Lindsay's child or Dennis's child. No, it's everybody's child. That's how we need to have this mindset in America to protect our children. Now, when it comes to CPS, CPS's involvement with all this is 100%. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what any attorney says. I really don't, because CPS is behind all this shit. All this, CPS is behind it. 100%.
Yeah, and Miss G, I just want to add too that roughly 10% of the people coming across the border are unaccompanied minors. So guess what happens to them? They end up getting trafficked in the CPS system and everywhere else in our government, and they're coming right across that border. And Lord knows what they had to do to get that far by the coyotes and cartels and everybody else.
It's not the coyotes, it's the cartels. They haven't found the bodies. I mean, well, they did after they were raped like 78 times by different men. But I mean, there's a lot of children out there who's being sex trafficked from the border, from within the United States. That just drugs alone is just horrible. We have people in the system who are taking advantage of the system because of their badge. You know, my situation, Lindsay's situation, and God knows who else's situation. That's insane. They're literally allowing people in the system steal the mother's children from her because the father has a little badge that says A, he's an attorney, or B, he's a firefighter, or C, he's a cop, or he's a social worker. So there's a lot of parents out there fighting for their children that were stolen from them. Stolen, not just forget taken. It's stole. They stole our children, like literally. And people out there are missing the message. You know, people who are doing the shows are missing the big message here. This is not about publicity. This is about the children. You know, I've noticed that there's a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have, I'm gonna have the upper hand in this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna beat this person." It's not about that. People, I think social media has fogged people's brain, like fogged their brain, and it needs to stop. But whatever. We have a guest today. Hello, Nicole. How are you, honey?
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm sorry for the delay because I didn't get the invite.
No worries at all. Stacy was telling me you are a friend of hers, and Stacy was here, but she disappeared. I think CPS kidnapped her. I'm not sure.
Oh well, CPS and I are on a first name basis, so.
No, I was just mentioning that she told me a little bit of your story. Yeah, same thing with me and Lindsay. We have a very similar story. I don't know if she told you.
She did.
You know,
I'm sorry for what you have all been through, and I thought I was the only one.
You are not alone.
Oh, I'm sorry for what you've been through. I can tell you firsthand. I know.
Yeah, you know. But the thing about it is, like me and Lindsay and Stacy and Dennis and others, we've never done drugs. We've never been in trouble with the law. Thank God. We've been outstanding members of society, like yourself. You went to law school. You know, you're just waiting for your bar. And they go after you because of your ex's connection. Same thing with me and Stacy. Same thing. Same exact thing. The ex's connection.
My ex is never gonna stop.
He's not mine either. Well, when you're a narcissist, you will never stop. See,
no, because I was his little bird in a cage, and I got away.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When a narcissist sees that you see right through their mask, right? That's it. They're exposed. Like, I'll give you an example. Stacy mentioned that he said to you that he's going to make sure he sends you to the nut house.
Oh, I have the text messages. They put it all in writing. And they do. They drive you crazy. I mean, it takes you years of understanding. And then when you bring it to the court's attention, I love their response is, well, they were upset. But if we said that, we'd be arrested.
But you don't understand, Nicole. The same thing happened to me, and I'm sure Stacy as well. There's a noise in the background. What's going on?
Maybe it's me because I'm like, maybe don't have good internet.
I think it was Lindsay because she has that child look like she did something wrong.
I did not do anything wrong. Don't pin it on me.
And I'll tell you, small like humor is that I apologize for everything. I mean, somebody else will drop something, and I literally apologize for it because I'm so just ingrained in my head now that I have to apologize for even breathing.
Everything. I know. And then the thing is with a narcissist, I didn't know mine was. I didn't even know what it was until, we did the 7:30 evaluation, and it went downhill from there. But it was kind of like, it was an eye-opening because the first thing the psychiatrist asked me is, do you know what a narcissist is? I said, no, what is that? He told me. And the sad part about it is, in CPS court, that is, they said that that it doesn't matter. He's a hero. Who cares what he did? He's still a hero. And you're a no one. I'm a no one. Same thing was Stacy. She's a no one. And same thing with you, Nicole. I mean, I have text messages too, baby girl. Text messages.
I know. They put it all in writing, and nobody does anything.
I know.
And you can put it in. You can put those text messages or a picture of them in front of them, and they'll be like, "Are you effing crazy? That's not me." And they'll make you convinced that you're the crazy one. This guy could put, and you'll appreciate this. He could put a piece of white paper in front of you and convince you it's purple and that you must be colorblind.
Yeah, and this is called gaslighting. It's gaslighting.
I didn't know what any of this was until he came into my life. I didn't know.
I had to study it to understand it because I used to question my reality.
I did too. I did the same thing, and now he's calling me the narcissist.
But see, that's what a narcissist would do.
Textbook
I'm
narcissism.
like,
Yep.
oh my! And the more you defend yourself, the more guilty you look.
You know,
Yep.
your narcissistic guy is probably a covert narcissist. He's very, he's everybody says, oh, what a nice guy. He's so sweet.
Oh yeah, and
my
he's the
God.
unassuming predator.
What?
He's the unassuming predator.
Mhm.
Can I tell you
He's
something?
short and he's stocky and he's chunky and he's
Mhm.
almost 60 years old. And my son, who would suspect him?
Yeah, I know.
Can
So
I tell you-
how long, sorry, hold on, Stacey, for just 1 second, baby. How long have you been with him? How long were you married to him?
Oh, I wasn't married to him. He was my divorce attorney.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
What?
Oh yeah. Which is illegal in New York State. Oh, he told me everything I wanted to hear. Convinced me. Oh, he wanted to put a baby in me and take care of me. I got nothing in my divorce. I found out 6 months after I had my son that he was married, living with another family elsewhere.
Oh.
Multiple affairs with multiple clients, multiple, including his current fiance. And multiple people reported him to the bar because it's illegal in New York State. And lo and behold, they finally called me because the proof, it's small bitty. Everybody knows everything. And the grievance committee, basically, if I didn't comply with them, I'd never be admitted to the bar, is what I was told. And so I finally complied with them. And I had USBs of text messages. I had to, every time I knew he was going to catch me, I'd have to hide one of my phones, pretend I broke it, and get a new phone. So I'd put him in safety deposit boxes because I finally realized what he was doing. And I would have USBs from here to Connecticut in safety deposit boxes to gain proof. But the proof doesn't matter, apparently. So I finally gave it all to the grievance committee. A copy paper box, which I highlighted and tabbed for them, showing because he denied having an affair with me, and proved that, he very much did. It was very explicit, including having sex with me in the same chair that my ex-husband had just been sitting in during a 4-way conference. And yet they gave him a 6-month suspension. And so he was suspended last year for 6 months. And ever since then, before that, he had nothing to do with our son, who's now 9 years old. Nothing. My son came with me to law school. He took his first steps there. I raised that little boy on my own, had birth on my own. He's got my maiden name because he wasn't around. And now he wants to be a dad. So of course we should let him. He's now conspired with my ex-husband. He's literally terrorizing me with my ex-husband, who is physically abusive. And he knew that. And so now it's all on me. So now it's just retaliation. He told me, you ever tell them the truth? He said, I'll make sure you lose everything. He put it in writing to me. I'll make sure you lose everything. You're going to be homeless, living on the streets. You'll lose your kids. You might as well go kill yourself. They'll all be better off. I had been living like that. And I used to have to, he had me in a place where I was financially reliant on him because I got nothing in my divorce. So for years, he would force me to have sex with him in order to have my rent paid, or he said my kids would be homeless. And I'm ashamed of that, but I'd do it all over again for my children. I'd do anything for them. I'd give up my last breath so they could have one more. And I've lived like this since 2014.
He made sure he doesn't get you anything in the divorce because he wanted to make sure that you
Because he
rely on
wanted
him.
control.
Correct. He wants control of you,
Because
and that's
he wanted control. Oh, he promised me the world, took me engagement ring shopping so many times.
narcissists don't keep their word, Nicole.
No,
They
I
don't.
didn't know at the time, though. I was vulnerable. That's why there's a law against it.
Yeah, I mean,
And so
they
now
promise
he's
you-
out for blood. He is out for blood with me. The grievance committee reached out to me again this week. They want to know if he's retaliating. He asked me to do another complaint. I'm afraid. I'm afraid because he's going after me. He's terrorizing me with my ex-husband.
Don't be. I wanna tell you something about a narcissist.
You don't know how bad it's been.
No, I don't
you do
know.
know. You
Okay.
do know.
No,
Because
I do
he's
know.
having me falsely accused of everything you can imagine. And my life, just like he promised, in 2 months has been destroyed. I'm in a hotel room right now because I feel safer here.
Okay, I need you to understand something, Nicole. Okay.
Please don't judge me, by the way.
I'm not. Don't ever think I would ever judge you. Believe me, I don't. I want you to understand the tactics. Okay, why am I? Okay, can you hear me? Okay. I want you to understand a little bit of the tactics of a narcissist. It took me years to understand this, okay? What they do is they love bomb you, like he did, right?
Yep.
So he didn't get you anything from the divorce, but he knew everything about you because your ex was a narcissist. So he knew that you're you have empathy, right? You have compassion, you
I
have
try to
love.
fix everybody.
Yeah. So basically you're a fixer, right? So you become a target, like you become an easy target. He will do the love bombing, he will give you attention, he will make you number one.
Oh,
You
so,
get
so convincing too.
right. He's very convincing, and he's a charmer. So there's a difference between charming and a charmer, right? A charmer is a fake charm. A charming man is just like Dennis. He's a charming man. So he was, raised by the right family. So yes, Dennis. But honestly, what they do, what CPS, I mean, it's what CPS, what narcissists do is that they literally brainwash you to the point when they see you that you're depending on them
Mm-hmm.
and that you love them,
Exactly
right?
right.
And
Years.
after that, then they start acting up. They start saying things like, "Are you stupid? Did you not see that? Did you not pay attention to this? What's wrong with you?"
And
Blah
you
blah,
feel you can't live without them.
and yeah, exactly. And then
Block you, and then
yeah,
you go crazy because they block you. Their
yeah,
tactics are like, it's like they read a book, like a how to be a narcissist for dummies. I mean, that's
no,
really
no,
what
no,
it boils down to.
no. Narcissistic people are not born as a narcissist.
Oh, no, no,
They're
no.
actually, it's a no, it's a childhood taught situation, meaning
Trauma.
it's a trauma, like abandonment by their mom. It's always abandonment by their mom.
Now, his mom, interesting enough, he was the little prince in the family. He
No, no,
could do
no.
no wrong.
Abandonment by mom meaning mom will enable him. Mom is his flying monkey.
Okay.
Mom will also, mom is his flying monkey, and everybody else in the family, she's gonna let them see that this is her son. We have to protect him. He's blood, she's not blood, therefore protect him and lie for him. So he has enablers around because of his mommy, but in reality they hate their mom.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They actually hate their mom, but their mom is being used to encourage their flying monkeys. I call them flying monkeys because they are, to encourage them to support him. But in reality he treats all his women like his mom. Like he wants to treat his mom, but he doesn't because he benefits from her for the flying monkeys.
I'm being punished right now through you. He's using my children, my
Yeah.
figure as a weapon and a pawn.
Yes.
Get to me because I remember distinctly when I hired him to represent me, and he said to me when people are going through the divorce, and when somebody really wants it over, they don't care. Like I wanted it over. I wanted out of the situation. My ex was a drug addict, alcoholic. I had my door barricaded at night. I said, take everything. And he said, that's what is a sign of somebody wanting it over. When somebody doesn't want it over, they'll keep going after things until they finally go after your heart. And he said, for you, it's your children.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget him saying to me. And that is what he's going after because I finally got on my feet and got a job last year that I didn't need to be his little mistress anymore. I didn't need to just say, yes, sir. And I didn't need him. And he couldn't take that. His little bird in a cage got out and he was determined he was going to clip the wings and he was going to do whatever he could. He didn't care. He doesn't care if he lies. They don't care if they lie. That's what they believe their own lies. They believe their own lies. That's why they're so convincing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's determined, and he's now put my job in jeopardy. I've had to miss so much time at work, and I love my job. He's put my children in jeopardy, and it's hell.
Does he know that you love your job?
I
Does
tell
he
people
know?
he is Ted Bundy's twin. He
Wait,
might
Nicole.
not kill people physically, but he kills them emotionally.
Oh yeah, I know. But does he know that you love your job? Did you ever tell him you love your job?
No, I just think I know he knows that I do. But not only that, it's also that he also had stated to me he'd make sure that I'd never practice law if he didn't practice law. And he knows that that's what I always wanted to do was med mal defense. So I defend hospitals. I don't have any faith in the rest of our judicial system, none. But I love what I do because I went to law school to protect hospitals, doctors, nurses, because negligence, I'm not saying doesn't happen, but 99% of the time it's not negligence. It's people wanting to blame somebody. And I feel like I am making a difference because when you're helping doctors and nurses and hospitals, when you think of how many hundreds of thousands of lives those people save, I feel like you are making a small bit of difference. And in a very corrupt judicial system. And he knew that I always want, and not only that, I don't have to rely on him. I don't have to be at his beck and call. I don't have to bend over for him. I don't have to plead and beg. And that's what he got. I know I say they narcissists, but he would get off on me begging and pleading and crying. It excited him. And I saw that long ago.
You know, Dennis wrote something in the private chat. He said, "Your job is your ability to financially provide for your kids."
And that's
When
what
they
he's trying
know,
to say.
when they know that you can financially survive without them, they feel you're taking power from them.
And I'll be honest with you, I'd rather lay dead in a ditch than ever rely on him again. I can't go back to that.
Usually, when you experience a narcissistic abuse, you'd never want to go back to it again.
I
And
did for my children. Yeah. I did. There was repeated times that I was desperate and I needed to, and I'd have to play the game. But I
understand.
But again, this guy is the devil himself, and he's a demon.
That's what a narcissist is. You guys don't understand that?
They're the devil's demons.
They're the devil. I mean, they're truly the devil. They have the same trait as the devil. They're prideful. They're condescending. They're arrogant. They're lovers of themselves only. They would literally step on no one, and they would actually convince you that you're crazy by traumatizing you, by love bombing you, by discrediting you, by bullying you. It's so much. I mean, I can go on and on and on, but yeah, but in your case, 100%. He was the divorce attorney. Wow.
He would do, and they're all the same. I mean, I thought was to an extreme. Sorry, we're getting a really bad storm here right now. So if I break up, and it's like tornado watch right now, which I love thunderstorms. So for me, it's great. But I'm learning slowly that there are more of him out there like this, and they target people who are more trusting, who are more vulnerable. But just the same, I mean, I would never put myself in a situation like that again. I don't regret doing it for my children, and I would do it an infinite amount of times to protect them. And sometimes I wonder if I should have just stayed his little bird in a cage. But I couldn't live like that. That's not living. And I don't want to be that example for my children.
Stacey, go ahead. Stacey.
I can't hear her.
Oh, I just wanted to say that this is what happened to me, so I'm sure you can identify with this as well. But like Miss G, I never knew what narcissism was either until I filed for divorce. And before I filed for divorce, I went to a counselor because I was concerned about child abuse occurring in my home behind closed doors. And I was running through the counselor the things I was seeing, concerned that my kids were being sexually abused. And that's when she taught me of narcissism. And I was so beat down at the time that I said to the counselor, wait a minute, hold on here. Are you sure I'm not the narcissistic one? Because he had me so subscribed to the fact that my needs were too substantial. But it took my kids' disclosures of sex abuse to realize, no, I'm not the one with the narcissism and these problems. It's him. And then I realized, no, I've been the accountant. I've been Dr. Mom. I've been the primary caregiver. I've been the chef. I've been the maid. I've been Mrs. Fix-It around the house. In a sense, it's good I know how to do these things because I can take care of myself. But that's the effect. Like, they teach you, like, any of your needs are way too much, but yet you're the one that's actually doing everything.
Yep. That's true. Usually when you are with a narcissist, they make you do everything. Their laundry, their house cleaning, their everything. And when you do it,
but then that you're asking, oh my gosh, like, I'm being pulled in every direction and it's all on me, and you're asking me so much. Why are you asking so much of me? I mean, yeah. And then you're the one that feels good, and you feel the need to do more and more and more and prove yourself. Well, I remember those texts too. I have to prove myself. But nobody does anything about it. Nobody for some reason, the court system allows it. They enable it, and they encourage it.
Honestly, the CPS, and I tell this to people a lot, and I know Stacey told you, but CPS are narcissistic entities.
I have no faith in CPS.
Yeah, I absolutely no. I have no faith in any human being, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't see humanity in most people in the world.
I
And
feel
sad.
that. I
Yeah.
used to feel that way, and I did for a long time. And then a friend of mine and I would talk, and he questions me on things, and he kept pushing me on things. And I found that I do see still, as much as I said I had no faith in humanity, I still do, because I have faith in myself and I have faith in my children, and that's humanity. And when I sit there looking, and I got thinking about it, I'm like, he's trying to break me, and he might succeed, and he might, he thinks that he can break the bond of a mother and child, by separating them. And I was reading the Bible to the kids the one night, because I got thinking about, for some reason, the Corinthians kept coming in my head. And I'm like, why is it coming in my head? I couldn't figure out why. And I reread it. And I said, people use this for weddings, but it's not. This is a mother's love. The love is patient. Love is kind. That's an unconditional love. You can take a child from the mom, but you're not going to break that love. That's an infinite, that goes beyond the sands of time.
It's not about love.
Not breaking it.
Nicole, listen to me. They do separate child and mother.
Oh, I know. They don't break.
No. They brainwash them. They brainwash them. So you need to talk to somebody who's been there, done that, because you're too emotional and you don't know how to control your emotions. And I'm being honest with you. I love you because you're a mom and you've dealt with hell and you're still dealing with hell. But I am speaking the truth. Your behavior right now in front of them is going to make you look worse.
I agree, because I care about my kids, and we're emotionally involved. That's the problem.
Aside from that, they don't see that you should care about your children. But you need to be a little bit cooler, a little bit more sound-minded, because what they want you to be is crazy. And if you give them that pleasure, then they win. If you went to law school, then they taught you that at law school. Right? They taught you that at law school.
It's easier to do when the case isn't yours.
True. We have one of our lawyers. I love her to death. She hired a divorce attorney when she was going through her divorce and custody. She couldn't handle it. She said she went to court and she was like she had nothing to say. Like nothing. She didn't know what to say other than, he's a liar. That's all she said. And then she said, oh, I'm losing this. So she had to hire an attorney to help her. Yeah. Because when it's your case, you're emotional. You're absolutely correct.
Can't emotionally detach.
But in order for you to overcome this and to beat them, you have to play the game. And the way to play that game is you need to be calm. And when you're calm, they're going to keep pushing you until you lose your fucking mind. And believe me when I tell you, they will keep pushing you to lose your fucking mind. So what you need to do is look at them and just be silent. Let your yes be yes and let your no be no, and that's it. There is no explanation. You cannot explain to a narcissist shit. You know why? Because he or she don't give a fuck about your feelings. I'm so sorry I said the F word, but I don't care. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your emotions. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about your children, not even their own children. They don't care, because they will use your children as a tool, because he helped you get your, he helped you in a divorce matter. So he's going to say, well, if you don't do what I say, then, you're going to lose your children. That means, your divorce is not going to, or he's not going to carry on with your divorce, for example. Get it? So he will use your children, then he will use his own children, and he would literally hold you like a slave.
Yep.
That's all it is. You're a slave.
But also, just so you know, is that I felt comfortable just really venting to you. When I go into a courtroom, it's much different. When I learned the hard that when I go into a courtroom, I call it calm psycho. You're calm, cool, and collected. And I know that that sounds really bad, but I learned the hard way because I got screwed over because I was too emotional. And I remember the lawyer at the time said, you know what? We got to change your ways. So I learned that I felt comfortable being open, venting to you and being able to do that. But when I go in the courtroom, it's a completely different situation. I pretend it's a case that I'm working on.
And I think Dennis also.
Psycho. Because I think.
Oh, wait. But wait a minute, Dennis, are you there?
Yeah, I
Your
did.
ex, I know Lindsay's ex is also a narc, but your ex is also a narc. I remember hearing. What do you have? What advice? Okay, I'm hearing it.
I have an echo.
Okay. Star, please mute yourself. I hear an echo. Okay. Share with Nicole. Now that you heard her story, what do you want to share with her? And then Lindsay is next.
I feel your pain. You know, you gave us a lot, and I feel you because it's almost like to play the game, you have to be the same monster, but you can't be the same monster because you're not a monster and you have feelings and you're walking a fine line. Because when you reach the point where it doesn't bother you, it's almost eye-opening because you're like, dear Lord, does that mean that I'm just as bad as them because it doesn't bother me because I don't feel this way anymore? And it's tough, and I get it. Like I've gone into court and I don't know whether I'm going to crap my pants, puke, or pass out, or all of it, right? Because you have to hold it all in and it becomes so overwhelming. And I get it because when you're dealing with narcissistic people, they are always willing to take the game to a level that you're not willing to stoop to in order to win. And that's what makes us good and that's what makes them bad.
Wow.
So I feel it where you feel trapped, but at the same time, you can't give up, right? If you give up, what is that? Then they win. Then you're a pushover, right?
The thing about it is, don't expose them unless you have a backup. Meaning, narcissistic people don't like to be exposed. The more you have truth about them, the more they're going to keep you silent because they build a lifetime protecting this facade, this mask that they wear for people because they have to show people someone they're not. So that's why they become you. They adapt to your personality so they can get you. And I'm sure Dennis understands, and I'm sure Lindsay understands. And Nicole, I know he did the same thing to you. He became you. He became what you like.
100%.
So, there you go.
And those words are exactly it.
I know.
Exposure is the Achilles heel. It's really the only way. I mean, at least that I have found. They hate it. They hate exposure and they hate the people that expose them.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. Those words are. It's literally parallel right now.
Wow. I mean, now everybody who's watching there, she's done nothing. She's done absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. To deserve this. Nothing.
But they make it to be about you.
It's always about the woman.
They're the victim.
It's all no, the victim.
Just what you said. What was your name again? Sorry, I couldn't.
Me?
No.
Dennis.
I'm Dennis. Hi.
Mm-hmm. They become you is exactly accurate because they turn into the victim. They're the victim of everything.
It's almost like a distraction too. Like, hey, don't look over here. Never mind everything over here, right? Just look at this small thing that she's doing.
I just said this to my public defender that I said he's deflecting from himself. And finally tonight, others are starting to see it because it's escalated to a point because, you know, I look at Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was a narcissist. And Ted Bundy thought he was the smartest man in the world. That's all narcissists. They think they're the smartest in the world. But when you're the smartest in the world, that's when at some point you do let your guard down and you make a mistake. And unfortunately, you also said it correctly that you learn how to play the game. And
You learn how to play the game.
and
Don't let it turn you into the monster.
really play
Yeah.
the game like them. But you learn, and you learn their plays. And it's I do this thing with my kids. It's like checkers. Okay. I don't play chess, but I believe checkers is the game of life. And I would play all of COVID. We played checkers, checkers, checkers. And I would make my kids really think. Think about every play you make. Think about every play that you make that they could make. Sometimes you'll have to make sacrifices. Okay. Sometimes you lose a battle. But it's not about losing the battle, it's about winning the war. And in the end, you want to get your opponent into a position of, do they want a punch in the gut, lose a single guy, or a slit in the throat and lose the king? Ultimately, you want to win them. We would take these checkers matches for hours, but you have to think of a narcissist move. Every move you make, think of every move that they can make. It's like chess, it's like checkers, but you have to know the narcissist. You have to know their every move. You have to learn their plays. And even then, they come up with new ones. But
you cannot beat a narcissist.
you can't.
Many of you
can't
tried.
a narcissist.
Many.
You have to think
Many.
about what they can do in response to what you do. And different, you have to watch your every move with a narcissist, is my point. Because they'll stop at nothing. They don't have any conscience. We do.
In order for
every
you,
narcissist.
but let me tell you something. In order for you to beat a narcissist in court, you have to find another narcissist attorney.
No, but
Only a narcissist will beat a narcissist in court.
what I'm saying is that we could never be we know their plays. We're not narcissists. We couldn't do, like Dana said, knowing how they work and knowing how they play and knowing their moves. We can't necessarily do what they do because we're not like that. We wouldn't do the things that they do. Knowing how they work is one thing, but I could never do what he did. It wouldn't be.
No. Did he pay for your law school?
No.
Good thing he didn't.
My son went with me the whole time. I had no daycare, no help.
Oh, believe me, you don't. After you deal with a narcissist, you're going to be celibate for the rest of your life. Believe me.
Trust me, I prefer that.
Yeah, you're going to be celibate.
Oh, no,
you're going to look at every man out there. You'd be like, no, no. But the thing is, what people don't understand out there, the system only promotes crazy. But anyways, the system only holds the innocent accountable for things they didn't do. But the parent who is the perpetrator, whether it's a woman or a man, they actually would rather side with the abuser. I call them the abuser because it doesn't have to be just necessarily physical abuse, but mental abuse. Mental abuse is actually worse than physical abuse.
Emotional abuse.
Emotional abuse is worse. Yeah.
Can't see the bruises. If they did, we'd be purple from head to toe.
I know, and I swear, I look at you and you sound exactly like a woman who just left a narcissist. I swear, I'm not joking. I mean, Lindsay, what do you have to say? I mean, you and I talked about this crap.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really kind of giving me flashbacks a little bit. Like, I remember what it felt like to not have anything and have nobody, because he's isolated you from everyone and you can't work, or you have to give him your check, which was something I had to do. And like the story telling that they do when they decide to like flip the script a little bit and make it seem like you're the unhealthy one and kind of manipulating everybody else, it drives me insane. It drives me up a wall. I hate it. And I wish that there was like a way to out every one of them, because, you know, they suck. Kind of dicks. But
I want to
I have to respond this message on the app that we have to coordinate on because to pick up my son because of the storm. So I'm still here, but just in case it like turns me off for any reason. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, the best thing to do is never tell a narcissist that you hate something. When you tell a narcissist that you hate something, even the way they're treating you, and you have validation as to why you don't approve of the way they treat you, right? But if you tell them that, they're going to get worse. Am I right? You guys understand what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, you're right.
right, you're giving them power, dude. Like I learned that the hard way. Like when you tell a narcissist, hey, I've noticed you're like humiliating me. What's up with that? They see, well, I can because I can. I can humiliate you. I can, especially if, God forbid, if you're dependent on them for money, right? Well, I'm not going to pay you that. Like they will take something from you, right? To punish you for something they did.
Yes, punishment. That is
Punishment. That's all it is.
exactly what it is.
And that was in your case and many other women's cases. And um, I mean, Lindsay and I talked about this. Her ex was just cuckoo for cuckoo puffs. I mean, they are crazy. They really, really are crazy. Dennis, poor guy. First thing he talked about his ex, I was like, she's a narcissist. There's no way in hell. There's no way in this guy. To me, Dennis, it looks so wholesome, such a sweetheart, such a sweetheart. I love this guy. But for a woman to take it, he's like a good prey for a narcissist, like literally the best, because they know what they need to do with him. Same thing with a gullible woman and a loving, caring woman and a very giving woman. That's all they want, for you to give, give, give until you can't give no more. And then they will destroy you because you saw right through them. You finally saw the light.
That's when they get so vicious. When you
They get very vicious and very controlling and very dominating, and they will micromanage you. They will act like you never existed before. They will say you're not doing enough for them. I mean, come on. Lindsay and I talked, and I'm sure you and Dennis can relay in the call, because that's exactly how they are. It's so sad. I mean, I was pregnant and I was mowing the lawn to the point where the neighbors were like, damn. So either mowing the lawn or he's not going to give me spending money. You know what I mean? Because what they do is they let you leave like you know, when you're pregnant, you're like, oh no, you don't have to go back to work. I'll take care of you. I'll love you. I will support you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, 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 I want to stay at work, blah, blah, blah. Then when they see that you're insisting, then they coerce you into giving them every penny you have so you can buy a house. And then when you buy that house, when they buy the house, it's another woman living there with your money. And oftentimes the woman is a judge, you know, that they married so they can get what they want, living in your house from the money that he took. So what they do is they make you dry, um, without a dime in your name. So that way, when they do what they want to do, you can't fight.
Yeah, I had
You have
five.
no control.
Yeah.
Does that sound real to you?
Yeah, 100%. I had bankruptcy because of him.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, take every penny you have, sell everything you have, investments, 401k, and he kind of like let you know, hey, I'm buying a house, bigger house, bigger house. And in reality, this man could even have like 18, 19 income properties you didn't know about, because his mother put everything into a living trust and you had no idea this man had money to begin with. A lot of women go through that. Same here, went through it. I thought he was broke. I was spending on him everything, everything. So it's
My ex also, I believe, is a sex addict, and that's why
they
he has
all are.
so many clients. It makes him feel good. Um, Taking it to another level beyond the I'll never forget, his ex-wife and I are now friends. Uh, we weren't in the beginning because he told us both lies, and she even said to me, sometimes I can't believe this is real, and I have to go back and look at my messages and go, yep, it really happened, and we're both smart women. And she said to me at one point, out of everybody, I think you're the only one that knows the real truth.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened is that I accidentally gained access to his email. He accidentally gave me his passcode for his work email. He's an attorney. It was like unlocking Pandora's box. The amount of affairs he was having. And he put everything in writing. He was even sleeping with girls from my law school to track me. And one of them blackmailed him to get her a job.
Yeah, usually they would sleep. Yeah, they would hire the people. Yeah.
Nobody did anything. He had escorts, he had everything. And he played the victim card the same exact way.
Mm-hmm.
Single one.
It's the victim card. That's the thing that we miss out. The victim card, and the same thing with. If you really think about it, the system in court plays the victim card too. CPS plays the victim card. They would lie on mothers and say, "Oh, she what? She threatened me. Threatened you? When did she threaten you? When she was crying for a child? When? When she was on the floor begging? When did she threaten you?"
Yeah.
And why is cameras not permitted in court? Think about it. Because they don't want to be caught.
Yeah. CPS just pushes papers. They don't do
CPS,
Oh, sorry. In Michigan, we are allowed to have our cameras in court.
what happened.
I think it's Lindsay. That's why. So we're gonna mute her. Go ahead, Nicole. So Lindsay said in Michigan they can have cameras in court.
Oh, you can?
Wow. Wow. Somebody said it must be validating when you and the ex talk. Yeah, it's validating. Um, it's validating. I'm sure to Nicole, to Lindsay, to Dennis, if they have any connection with their exes, it's validating. But sometimes the ex or soon to be ex is a judge, but some judges are so dumb. Actually, most judges are. Um, they're such book smart people, but when it comes to reality, they're the dumbest being on the face of the earth. And oftentimes, when your narcissistic ex marries a judge or something like that, he's also abusing her, but in a different way. Meaning, he's not gonna touch her. He's going to abuse her subtly, um, under his breath, where she can hear, but no one else can. Which is sad, but they do that. So I'm sure the ex told you that, Nicole, if I'm not mistaken. They told you. I don't know if she told you that he would abuse her subtly, like he would say things to her to hurt her, but no one else would see it because he'll be like playing the happy guy, but then she's miserable because you're in public and he wants people to think you're crazy because even though
he had her convinced that I was the crazy one.
yeah,
He had
there
me that she was the crazy one to keep us from talking and realize he was the crazy one. Once we
Yeah.
did it, it was, game changer.
Wow. I'm just amazed how you went to law school. You don't have any outstanding felonies or because they always make that a problem. They always say, oh, she had a felony 10 years ago. Like, so what? But look at our client, she's clean now, she's a good member but you don't have anything on your record from the past, right?
No.
I don't get it. But
But
anything.
He accused me of it. Trust me, he tried to. Like, oh, well, I'm going to have her arrested for criminal behavior for this. And I'm like, I have the text messages. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, the stuff that he comes out with, I'm like.
Because he can. He's an attorney.
Yeah. It's like.
You understand when you're dealing with, if you work with a narcissist, if you date a narcissist, if you marry a narcissist, especially if they're attorneys, they will destroy you.
And God forbid you ever call them out on anything.
Never call them out. because when you call them out on it, they destroy you even more
Yeah.
by literally traumatizing your whole existence.
They will stop at nothing. You know what I said to Stacy too, and I said this to a friend of mine. Like, this guy's been coming after me for how long? Because I told the truth. And then he gets my ex involved, and then he has to try to sabotage this or sabotage this and go after this. I said, how many? I said, the only thing this is showing me is how strong I am. Because how many people does it take to take down a 112-pound girl? Because
Damn, you're 112 pounds?
isn't fading.
Did she just say she's 112 pounds?
I'm a little guy too. I weigh 130, so I'm a little guy. I got a deep voice. I sound like a real badass on the phone, and people see me in real life, and they're like,
No, I'm 112 pounds soaking wet. My daughters and I were the same exact size. We're like size 0. I work out every morning. And I work out for not for my body whatsoever. It's for my mental stability. Because for 40 minutes, I don't have to think about anything in the world except not dying.
yeah.
I go to
That's good,
metabolic
so that's good.
training, and I don't have to. I literally, it's like a machine. And what I refer to as, my mom actually and I were talking about this, and it's almost like the healthy form or healthy version of cutting. Because for 40 minutes, these trainers know they'll push me to such an extreme, and I'm like a machine just doing it because I want to feel something. But it's a healthy version. That's what I call it.
It's good to have an outlet. You need
That's
it.
my outlet. It's my community. Metabolic fitness. It's all when you say it's my community, and they have been there. They've witnessed this. My son, he comes with me. He'll ask to come with me at 6 every morning. 5:30 we leave. We go there at 6 a.m. He asks to come with me. He'll do burpees next to me. It's like something that we love to do, and the push-ups. But it gives you mental strength, and having, I recommend to anybody who's been abused, getting involved in something like that. It does give you a support system when you feel alone, especially. It's just an outlet. I mean, you feel stronger afterwards. And maybe it's not physically stronger. I mean, physically I can probably lift, more than my own body weight. I don't look it, but when you're a single mom, you have no choice. You have to. But it does give you mental strength.
It's very hard when you deal with an ex-abuser and then you still deal with them in court, and then you have the social workers on top of that abusing you more. I mean, we are strong women, and there are strong men out there, obviously dealing with a narcissist as well. But when it comes to women, we are very strong to still survive and to stand up on our own 2 feet. But I always remember the verse in the Bible when, I mean, in Psalms, when God, it's in Psalms, and it says that God will make your enemy your footstool, meaning God will turn that enemy into your footstool, because a pride comes before a fall. And your pride, that person's pride, is the same pride as Satan, and that's why Satan was kicked out of heaven, because of his pride. And to me, a narcissist will fall, but unfortunately for them, when they fall, they can't get up again.
Yeah.
Because when the righteous falls, we can get up millions of times. But when the unrighteous falls, especially someone like that, they will never be able to get up again. And that's the way I look at it. And every time I look at a narcissist, I'm like, may God have mercy on your soul. May God have mercy on your soul. Because
Yeah.
they don't see it. They don't care about their behavior with you. All they care about is winning and being in control.
100%. That's why I took that recently with any of my responses with my ex. I pray that he will, work with me to parent in
Yep.
the best interest of our son. And if we work together and we focus on rebuilding and repairing those relationships, including ours. And I've asked him to co-parent therapy with me, but he doesn't want to do that. Apparently, he's refused. But my priority and my goal is rebuilding and repairing those relationships, because that is in the best interest of our children, of all parties involved. It's healthier to have peace. And I hope and pray that he will join me on that mission. If he doesn't, I'll continue doing it alone. But he hates that because that's not what he wants. That's not his goal. That's not any narcissist's goal. They like chaos. They thrive on it.
They, you just hearing you, Nicole. I'm so sorry. I'm lost in words because I didn't think I would speak to someone again other than Lindsay and Stacy. That has very similar, connection to ex-spouses that have connection to the court system. It just makes me speechless. I understand what I'm saying. Not, I'm angry for you and me, and it brought back memories and current situation as well.
And I would send you my grievance complaint, my original one that they asked.
I want to see it.
I will send it to you. It's 18 pages long.
That's fine. I want to see it.
That was my initial one. They want another one, but that will give you a little bit more insight into what I went through up until 2019. And obviously more has happened since then.
But why did CPS become involved though?
False complaints by my narcissist.
Oh, yeah, of course. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, then also my ex-husband has had numerous court-ordered CPS investigations against him. I mean, we've had 2 in the last 6 months and nothing is done about it. In fact, there's just a recent one. It just happened yesterday. They called me and I was shocked and it's against him again. And I said, you're not going to do anything this time, just like you didn't do the last time. I said, all you're going to do is put my kids through more hell. They should just be being kids, not going through CPS investigations all the time because you're not doing your job anyway. And I'm sorry, but I'm frustrated. Like, my kids should be enjoying their summer. They should be enjoying being kids, not be like, oh, well, we got to talk to CPS again. Which CPS worker is it this time? They don't do their job anyway.
God. But was your case ever in family court? Did you do a psych evaluation or?
Oh, trust me.
Because if you do a psych evaluation, he will definitely be known as a narcissist.
I can tell you, I did one with my ex-husband, which he was. But this one, I have requested psych evaluations, and we have court tomorrow. I requested a psych evaluation. It's still yet to be done. And you got to remember, he works with all of the evaluators in the area because he's a family.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. You're right. Never mind. Never mind.
That
when a narcissist tells you, let's go to the therapist together, be careful with that, especially if he's an attorney, because they know everybody.
That's okay? They can't find an evaluator. He would pass it 100% because he's so convincing, but they can't find one that he hasn't worked with.
Wow.
I mean, it's not funny, but you know why I'm laughing because I'm like, this is ridiculous.
It is. It's not funny, haha. It's funny, disgusting. It's like disgusting funny. I mean, damn. I want to see that report that you said you did.
I will send it to you.
And I
want to be finally. I never came public with this stuff. I was always too afraid to. I was afraid of but you know what? This actually feels good to go public because I find that there are other people like me. And maybe we can help somebody else. Everybody said, why aren't you writing more? I used to be a writer. Why aren't you writing more of this? Why aren't you doing articles? Why aren't you writing a book? It's emotionally difficult to relive it over and over again.
Oh my God, you're so right about that. And I know Dennis will agree. Like, when you have to write a book, you have to relive
exactly
the beginning to the end. But remember,
now reliving it.
True, but remember, when you attract a narcissist, you're always going to attract a narcissist. They prey on people who are compassionate. If you're a bitch from hell, they don't want to have anything to do with you.
No, bitches from hell get treated like queens.
I know. They will treat them like queens, but they don't want to have anything to do with you. Like, they will not cross you.
I have a lawyer friend who deals with publishing, and he had told my story to his publisher friends, and they said to him, have her write 3 chapters. We'll give her a cash advance. Oh, I could use the money. Trust me. And I said to him, I can't do it. I said, because to do that I tried. I said, emotionally, I said, I'm reliving this over and over. And I'll be honest with you, any words I write are not going to do justice what I have been through.
Nope, it's not.
It's not going to. I can put so much into words that'll make somebody cry, and I'm sure you can do the same thing. But it still doesn't do it justice what we've been through. It's not possible. And it's really hard to relive it. Even writing petitions, it's hard to relive it over and over again. It's hard the first time. Why would we want to
No one's going to blame the ex. Remember, when a guy blames his ex for everything, that's a red flag.
Yep, I learned that.
Yeah, it's very important for you guys to understand that, because a man, a real man, will never trash the mother of his child.
No, they support them.
They support them. And don't forget about financially. They support them emotionally and mentally.
I said this in my messages. You're so funny. I said this in my messages to my ex. I said, we should be trying to get, I said to him, it's time you let go of the hate in your heart for me and need to.
But why does he hate you?
The mother of your child, when you should be trying to support the mother of your child. That's the best.
No, you cannot reason with a narcissist. I think by now you should know you cannot reason with a narcissist.
Oh, I don't. I'm not trying to
reason with a narcissist. You're just gonna be stupid, just like them.
No, but you know what? I feel better about that, because number one, I know that when we go to court, I'm not going to look like the crazy one that was sending him nasty messages. And I also know every time I say that, his head like explodes a little bit more. And internally, it kind of makes me feel good to be nicer.
Do you honestly think that the court is going to care that you're leaving him nice messages? Do you think he's going to let the court see that?
No, I'm not necessarily saying that, but I know that it makes me look worse if I was nasty. And I'm not going to look worse. And I also know that you do what they don't expect. I didn't get anywhere being nasty or trying to tell him the truth. I got nowhere doing that. So being nicer, and every time I do it, the nicer I am, I just know it makes his head explode a little bit more.
Listen to me. Just listen. Because your strategy sucks. Let me tell you why. Whether you're nice or whether you're a bitch to a narcissist, it don't matter. So, a narcissist, in order for you to win and be on top of him, is by you not showing any type of emotion, whether you're happy, you're sad, you're confused, you're delighted, you're rolling your eyes, or you're just giving him that look. It doesn't matter. That's showing emotion. When you show those type of emotions, you're just contacting him alone. It shows him that he's still in control. So before, am I right, Dennis? They feed on that.
They feed off of any emotion, any reaction, anything. They just
Don't even spill the word thank you. If you say, for example, if he says, pick up my son and take him to the dentist, right? Give him a thumbs up. It's one of those.
He'll say, I'm saying F you. I know. I like right away.
Or okay. Just the letter K. Don't ever say okay. No. You be as short as possible. That means you are giving him no regards whatsoever, and you're not falling for him no more. Meaning, when they see that you're cold as ice, and they can't see any type of emotion on you, they're gonna die inside. They're gonna keep pushing you until they see emotions. And even then, you have to be strong enough to stop showing emotions. You need to stop. You're killing your case by yourself, from what I see. All this, I want to be the nice guy. The nice woman. I want to be sure that I'm the nice one. No, they don't give a shit about that.
And I don't know the right way. I really don't. I feel like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't, honestly.
Look, if you want to, honestly, I literally studied all that crap because I wanted to better myself. But even though after you study it and everything, sometimes you fall again for another narcissist. So, but you have to educate yourself to the point where let your no be no and let your yes be yes. That's it. You don't need no explanation in between. When you try to explain yourself to a narcissist and have him understand his wrong behavior towards you, they're going to see that as control. They still have power over you because your mouth is moving, but they're not hearing you. All they see is that your mouth is moving. That's it.
Yeah.
So
And
I
I
again,
remember somebody telling me, a therapist told me that narcissists, and correct me if I'm wrong, but narcissists would rather engage in negative communication than no communication at all.
yes, that's true. Yeah, they would rather engage in a negative communication, and also when they tell you leave me alone, don't talk to me, I don't want to talk to you, and then they bug you, and then when you say why are you just said don't communicate with you, so why are you communicating with me? Because I can, like that, because I can. When they say because I can, there's no way these people are normal.
Yeah.
This is a man that has this power ego, you know, that
Yes, very much.
it's very important. Women are very emotional, and they, I mean, if somebody says to me I love you, I'm gonna believe them. That's how stupid I am. I'm actually gonna believe them. But I've learned along the way, like, I'll give you an example. I prayed for this team. Okay, this is true story. I prayed for God to send me the right people because God knows what's in my heart to expose CPS, right? And that's like a mission, is a passion in my heart to help people. And God sent me Lindsay as a guest on one of the shows, and I fell in love with her. And Stacy, I love her so much. She actually does the show also. And Dennis, I met him through Stacy, and I loved him instantly. And Star, I love her to death, but I haven't seen her ass lately. But she's been busy with her case. But I truly love them, and God replaced. Um, he just did what he needed to do. He sent me the right people to actually help this team. And Natalia, I love you too, baby.
Well, I love you guys too, because I'll tell you, I have been praying to God, because the other day I said, finally, I was like ready to give up.
No, don't give
And
up.
I said, I just can't do this anymore. I said, I don't have the strength. And I remember I just kept praying to God, just please send me some strength, because I can't do this. And the next day, suddenly, I'm talking to Stacey. Like, oh my God. I was praying. I needed some.
I need you to
That, you know what? I'm still here. I know you were starting to feel.
Nicole.
He only gives his strongest soldiers so much, but you guys are. You don't know what this has done to help me, and just get a little stronger.
But I want to explain something to you, okay? When you ask God to help you, I say this to a lot of people: let your request be known in silence. All the devil wants, you have to understand, the devil has a hold of these people, on these people. All the devil wants is for you to go crazy. There's a lot of mothers who committed suicide because of a narcissist that took their kids, um, or they work for one. Either way, when you're involved with a narcissist, it's like it makes you want to lose your mind, like you want to give up on life and like escape the world. But you need to be stronger than that. God did not make no fool. Forget about your mom and dad. I'm talking about God Almighty did not create no fool. So God gave us authority over dominions. We have authority over spiritual demons, right? In high places. His title is not going to save him from hell. His little business card is not going to be his gateway to heaven. So let your request known in silence, meaning when you pray in silence.
Oh, I
You-
always pray.
Yeah, but do not pray out loud. Do not ask God out loud because the
Oh
devil will listen to it
no,
and
I
he
never.
will fight it. Yeah,
Trust me. I'm saying this to you guys to
yeah.
compliment you, because um, I was starting to get weaker. and I didn't feel that I was strong enough to fight. I just I felt like I had no fight left in me, and I always pray in silence. Pray
You
multiple
have,
day.
Nicole, you have, honestly, you have me, Dennis, Lindsay, Stacy, stars dealing with the whole damn world as a narcissist right now. Um, I mean, stars dealing with a freaking, the whole narcissistic system. Shit. Um, Honestly, I think you and I need to talk, and you'll get a lot of insight from me, Lindsay. Dennis, I would love to include you, but I don't know about your schedule. But
And I was,
maybe Stacy can
yeah.
be on the call too. I would like to have like a group call, just us, and I want to break it down to you and how to handle it in court
But I
in a
don't.
way where it's going to help
We're
you.
all going through stuff.
Yeah, but I think honestly we should do it just in private, because this is a different strategy, and I don't want them to know what it is,
Understood.
because I know social workers watch this, and I don't. I'd rather do it in private. So I can send you like a link, like Grace sent you today, and me, Dennis, and Stacy, and Lindsay, and we can be on there with you, but the world is not gonna watch, just us, okay?
That would be great. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I
And
can't thank everybody enough just for, including me, having me on, talking to me, giving me advice, and I'm fine with constructive criticism, trust me.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, private meeting is the best, because honestly, you will see a different outcome.
and I didn't even know there were groups out here like this.
I actually, yeah, there's a lot like this. There's a couple of people that I helped about. They actually showed me documentation of a psych evaluation saying that their ex is a narcissist, and the system still gave them the kids.
It doesn't surprise me.
And family court gave her custody, but the CPS court, because he wasn't happy with his little minion girlfriend, he wasn't happy, so his girlfriend made a report against her, the mother, and then CPS got involved, and then CPS removed the custody from her in family court, like they do with every other good mom out there, and give the custody to the abuser. So I'm gonna help you, because you just made me just,
Thank you.
I lost I'm lost in words. Kind of like when I first met Dennis, I was speechless because he's so sweet. I didn't know sweet men exist out there. I swear to God.
I've never met one, so
I mean, no, honestly, I love my dad. Like, my dad was sweet, but he was also like the man, like, like, if with my daughter, I if with you kind of guy. But he was sweet to my mom very much, very, very much. But
parents have been married for 50 years.
yeah, it's so hard to see that out there right now, because either my Prince Charming was killed by a bus. I don't know. But, or I wouldn't call him Prince Charming, or my significant other. I don't know. Or my soulmate, I should say, was probably hit by a bus, most likely. But honestly, there is no such thing out there right now. There is no such thing as soulmate. There is no such thing as um, my Prince Charming and all that. But because nice guys like Dennis get screwed too. A lot of women say, I don't want a nice guy. I want a bad boy. I want the biker. I want the leather jacket type guy. I want the tattoos. That's what they want, right? And then when they meet a nice guy, they're like, no, I don't want you. But then when they deal with the crazy of a narcissist, right? The real life stories, the real life trauma, then they're like, damn, I let him go. I'm being honest.
Story of
Me,
my
I
life
would,
right
yeah.
there.
I wanted, right, Dennis? Right? It's true.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted
Yeah.
the hero, the uniform. There was a nice guy out there, loved him to death, but he was so nice. And I'm like, but I want that hero thingy. But I would do anything to meet a nice guy. Like, I would literally do anything to meet a decent, nice guy.
Now,
And
see,
I
give up
will
on
be like a queen to him for sure. I don't care how he looks like. I honestly, God don't give a damn. If he's 4 feet tall, that's fine. If he's 3 feet tall, that's good too. I'm just saying that when you deal with trauma that you never thought existed in a man, you know what I mean? You never thought, because you grow up. I grew up with my dad wearing a uniform. He was in the army, so my dad was handsome as hell. My father, my God, let me show you. Can I show you guys a picture of my dad? Hold on.
Please.
Please do. Thank you for sharing your story, Nicole.
Well, I was just gonna say I'm sorry for what you've been through.
It's
Okay.
we're in this together. This is what I don't talk about it. I want this to be about you and you sharing your story.
Look
So
at
I,
this.
I throw in comments. Oh yeah, look at
You
him.
see
Oh
that?
my God.
That's my father. That's my beautiful dad. And he was wearing his army uniform. And that's my mama.
Oh.
Pretty.
And they were married forever.
Look at his
Forever.
eyes. He's got those seductive looking eyes on him,
Oh
right?
my
He
God.
looks like an apple,
I have
doesn't he?
my dad. My dad was so seductive that I remember when I was a little girl, a teenager, he was doing some handiwork at somebody else's house, and he took me with him. And I think I was 12. And then this woman is married, and she's hitting on my father. And I'm sitting there watching, and he looked at me, and he looked at her. He said, "Ma'am, I'm married. My daughter is right here." "Oh, I'm so sorry. It's your eyes. It's your eyes." He said, "Oh, okay." He said, "Yeah, but my wife owns those eyes." Like that. Like, he was so pissed. He actually told her husband what happened. And I witnessed the whole thing. But the thing with my dad is he loved my mom so much he didn't care, because he also feared God, meaning he had to do the right thing in life, because he knows God's punishment is worse than any desire, because whatever that's out there is false. It's not like whatever God gave you. When God gives you a good wife, then you are blessed to have her, because either God gives you a good wife or a woman from hell. So when you have a good thing, don't ever look away from it. You cherish it. You take care of it. So if a man doesn't have God in his heart, and I mean God as in the God of Jacob, Isaac, and Abraham, that's the God I'm talking about. If the man doesn't have that God in his heart, he will never honor you. He will never love you. He will never respect you, because he only respects himself and the God that he serves.
That's so true.
Get it? So a man like that is a keeper. My father was extremely nice to my mom, extremely, but he was mean to the boys that liked me. That's the only time I saw my father be mean, is to any boy that liked me. My father became a monster from hell. They never wanted to talk to me again. In fact, I was isolated from boys because my dad scared the crap out of them in high school. I kid you not, they were all scared of my father. As soon as they hear my father's voice, they freaking thought they heard God, because my dad had a thick voice, like, "So I heard you already dated my daughter," like kind of like that. "Don't f with my daughter" voice. You know what I mean? Like, the gun will come out, and the hunting knife, and to intimidate the little boys. Poor things. Get it? But that's my father. That was
That's
my dad.
yeah.
Yeah. But to my mom, he would kiss her hand. Oh my God. They had the best relationship. I swear, I wanted that. Because when you grow up with that, you want that. And unfortunately, God brought us in a place where they do not honor family life. They do not honor a good woman. They take more advantage of her more than honoring her or loving her or caring about her.
And same goes for the men too, unfortunately, this day and
It
age.
does. I mean, Dennis is a perfect example. But honestly, Dennis is a great guy. From what I see, he has a good he has a good soul, and I can tell he has a good soul. And
Thank you.
shame on that woman, I'm telling you, shame on her.
Could we? So can we do this again sometime soon?
Yes, we can do this. Why don't we schedule something with, since you know Dennis and Lindsay, let's schedule something with them, and
Yeah.
then I'll accommodate their schedule, but only after work. Anytime after 5 o'clock, that'll be better.
Yep, that's too. Anytime.
Yeah, and Dennis too. Anytime after 5 o'clock, I'm good with that. Lindsay's always good with that. Lindsay is my little angel with wings, and Stacy is like, Stacy reminds me of I can't say Mother Teresa, but she reminds me of she's just so cute, just so sweet. You know, the kind of woman you want to have, you know, like be with you always. You understand what I'm saying? Lizzie is just so sweet. Um, I'm sorry, Stacy. Lindsay is extremely. She's like a fighter. She's like, I got this. Let's do this. I got this. Let's do this. And she actually implements it. Stacy is more like the mother to everyone. Does that make sense? She's like the mother to everyone. I want to help everyone. That's Lynn. That's Stacy. Damn, I get your names mixed up all the time. Lindsay and Stacy. Huh?
I was gonna say I thought you got it mixed up for a second.
Yeah, I always do. Always do. But you figured me out by now, Dennis.
We should get at least a group chat going. At least.
Huh?
We should get a group chat going to see when's convenient for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dennis put his information right there, and I already have his information. So just copy that number down.
I don't know how to use this thing, so I'm like so technologically and like not advanced with this stuff.
Okay, I am going to. Well, I'll have Grace send me the information. How's that? Because Grace already got.
Take a screenshot of that and then.
Oh yeah, I already have your information. What am I saying? Yeah, Grace texted to me earlier. Yeah, I mean Stacy texted to me. Oh,
and I'm so grateful to have met you all.
Stacy texted, yes, and don't worry, I'm gonna help you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicole, for sharing your story. On these, I don't do a whole lot of talking unless my advice is solicited, or mostly because I don't want this to be about me. I want to hear the story.
No, right? I want you to do more talking, Dennis.
Yeah, but I'm interested in the story and listening, and I do give my comments and my my feedback, but you know, like it you're making an important first step, right? Which is like coming out, seeking a support base,
and letting know, right?
You know, and like that takes a lot, and this is new, but I didn't have Facebook for 8-9 years, even throughout the course of my marriage, because I didn't feel the need to communicate with people like that or anything. So I just got Facebook to develop, you know, help me develop a support base, and then also keep in touch with family members across the country. And it's helped out a lot in ways that I didn't think. And, you know, sometimes you feel like you're all alone in this, but then you realize that there's other people out there too that have similar issues, or maybe even not even similar issues, but just feel the same pain. And it helps knowing that there's other people out there. So like, thank you for sharing that. And I may not have a similar story to you or Miss G or Stacy or Lindsay, but I feel the same pain.
Everybody has a different story, but the pain is the same.
The pain is the same, and people don't have empathy towards each other, and there's a lot of people
where somebody can make your day.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who are using social media now to gain followers and money and all that, and to be like, but they're not doing it from the heart, dude. Like, I'm serious. I can't understand that, and a lot of them actually don't deserve to have their kids after what they've done, but they show this persona to people to gain more ratings, get it, to pull them in, but they're horrible. When you find out their true story, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I trusted this person. Like, what the fudge, right?
It's hard.
It's hard. Dennis knows what I'm talking about. Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard for me to speak out. You'll notice, like, every podcast that I do or anything like that, or even news interview that I do, and I talk about my situation and everything that happened, I always say I don't want to be here, because I feel like I lose a little bit of my soul every time. It's like with you, how you mentioned with writing, and you can't do it because you can't. It's also, to me, even just talking about it, you know, it might feel good in the moment, but even then after, I feel like just drained.
It's
right?
exhausting.
From having to
Yeah.
talk about it, having to relive it,
It's
um,
exhausting. It's
and it's hard,
100%
and
exhausting. You don't
it
want to do
is.
it more than once.
Yeah.
Like,
So I would like actually to make you part of our show, because
I
this is
love
real.
that. I actually,
Yeah,
if
this is real talk.
good about this. I've
And
heard it before. I
yeah,
was not really keen on it. I was very afraid, and you can tell Stacy. I was like, I've never done this. I don't put myself out there. I don't do social media. But I got talking to one of my coworkers, and she said, maybe somebody else, you might help.
you there is no might. There is a lot, and there's a lot of victims out there, and honestly, that
I never want somebody to go through what I did,
no,
and I know they will. But if it can it all be prevented,
I wouldn't want
I
this
would
from my
never.
worst enemy.
I wouldn't wish it
Nicole.
on the narcissist.
Yeah, I
That's
wouldn't wish it on my
what,
worst enemy. I wouldn't
no.
wish hell on my worst enemy.
What we have all been through. I wouldn't even wish on this guy.
Yeah,
It's a pain that you can't describe.
you cannot describe that pain. The narcissistic pain is beyond explanation, because when you try to express yourself, you're gonna sound crazy.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a movie.
Yes, it sounds like a freaking Hallmark movie or
Yeah.
like a
And
horror.
you know,
Actually, a
my
horror
friend,
movie.
but wait a minute. I want you to watch those two movies, and we have to wrap it up. My producer just texted me. The movie Enough,
Yep, I love.
and the movie uh shit. Um
It's not called shit.
no, it's not called
That's what our book should be.
the movie Shit
Shit.
by GT. Right, by Miss G.
That's what the name of the book will
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
And the blockbuster
Starring,
movie. Shit.
starring Miss G. I know, I'm telling you. I swear to God, shit, big bold letters. Shit.
With a period at the end,
With a period.
just to drive it home.
Three periods, I know. Period.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, it's enough. And there's another movie. It's like okay, with the movie Enough, that one. Oh my God, I watched that movie a million times.
Love that movie.
Oh,
My mom loved that movie too.
oh, The Diary of a Mad Black Woman. There you go.
Okay, I haven't seen that one. I don't think.
That movie is fantastic. He's an attorney. She stuck with him, thick and thin, became wealthy, and he just typical narcissist. You should watch the movie.
I might watch it tonight.
I think you should. It's called My Diary of a Mad Black Woman. That movie is extremely beautiful, and you're gonna understand a lot from it.
All right.
It's with Medea. Medea is crazy, but
Yeah.
in that movie, I love her in that movie.
Something
Because-
completely different too. I like watching the show Chosen.
Chosen is nice.
And the reason why I like that is because sometimes it doesn't get you into your own thoughts, and sometimes you want to get away and escape, and you don't want to relate to any of the stuff that you're going through. And I like Chosen for that because it teaches you about the struggles and the hardships that other people had way back when that are completely different than ours, but they had it so much worse in like every single way.
No, this is good.
And I like that show personally, but like just another suggestion. It's like it gives you hope. It's like a feel good kind of series that gives you hope and humanity and good and so
Is that Netflix?
it's on Angel Studios. You can get the app for free.
Yeah.
Angel Studios is free. And do you have to pay for it? I don't think you have to pay for it for
No,
Chosen.
you don't.
No.
I don't pay for it. Mm-mm.
It might actually be on Netflix now. Who knows? I don't know.
And also the
It's by
movie-
Angel Studios.
Yeah, and also the movie. There's a lady. Natalia said the movie is called Life of the Day.
Okay, Life of the Day.
There's another movie called Life of the Day. I've never seen that. I'm gonna see it too.
Never heard of it.
But Enough. I watched that movie and I counted. I have it on my checklist
Love that movie.
54 times. And the reason is because when she said enough,
Mm-hmm.
she started like working out and taking big kickboxing classes, and wow, I was like, I literally imagined me doing exactly what she did.
It gives you strength. It gives you like
It gave you so much strength, because people think that women who are being abused is just like uh, a false cry
Yeah.
for help, but it's not. Believe me, it's not. An abused woman, you can totally tell
Mhm.
when they're mentally abused, and psychologically abused is worse than physical abuse.
I always have said I'd rather be physically abused than
Then
work.
A lot longer too.
yeah,
Yeah.
because psychologically abused, it lasts forever.
The scars don't heal.
The scars never heal, but when you hit, the scars are healed. You heal, you're like, oh, he's a loser, so God will send me the right guy. But
I have said this to so many people. I'm like,
yeah,
I'd be abused any day than to have what happened to me, because those scars,
absolutely. Exactly.
you can mask them.
Yeah,
They don't heal.
exactly. But
Good
I
seeing you. Real
definitely
seeing you.
want you on the show. I'm so glad I met you.
Exciting. This is
I'm
something
really
out of my
glad.
realm and not something I normally do.
Yeah,
So,
I'm so
but
glad
it's
I met you. Yeah, definitely. So, Dennis, thank you.
thank you
Thank
all.
you for having me.
Like,
Thank you, Dennis. You're
Amy,
always welcome here. And
thank
Nicole, thank you so much for sharing your story. And I can't wait to actually talk to you. It's going to be so much knowledge. Believe me when I tell you. But
Yeah.
if you do them, Nicole, I guarantee you, as God is my witness, you're going to win. Okay? I'm not joking. I
Thank you.
swear. As God is my witness. But you just have to listen. That's all I want you to do is listen. Okay? And Lindsay's going to join us, like I said. And Miss Stacy there. Okay, so I guess Lindsay, Stacy, they're having some kind of storm or something. Lindsay was saying,
We're having major storms here.
yeah. So Lindsay couldn't be on. Like, she was on the show, but she had really bad connection. But anyways, let's just think better for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're on the show again at 2:30 Pacific Standard Time. You're more than welcome to join us tomorrow as well.
That'll be after. Actually, that's after my court appearance. So
Oh, okay, great. Then I guess you can tell us tomorrow.
yes,
Oh my God.
live update.
And also, Dennis, tomorrow we're going to share everything that transpired in your cases recently. So if you have anything to say, please don't hesitate. I'm going to give
Okay.
everybody turns. I have nothing to share except a little bit of my wisdom here and there, but that's it. But I want to hear what Star has to say. Hopefully she has a better connection tomorrow. And let's do this tomorrow, 2:30 Pacific Standard Time.
Sounds great. Thank you all so much, and have a great evening.
Thank you. Hang in there.
Thank you. Bye.
Pleasure.
Bye, sweetie.